like that? You gon' like that? Like that?
We're back.
Yay!
Episode 8.
First episode of 2024.
Yeah, 2024. We are back. We decided to do something a little different this episode. We put up some Q&A questions on our Instagrams, and now we're going to read off the appropriate questions that we got, because I got some very inappropriate ones.
Yeah.
We will not be addressing here.
Yeah.
And you are blocked now. But yeah, we've got some pretty cool questions that we want to answer on here, and that's pretty much what we're going to do today.
Yeah.
Taylor, start us off.
Me? Okay. Let's see. We'll start with a real estate question. I think Jen and I both got this question. Was if you're looking to start the home buying process, where do you start and how long does the process take? So I think that's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, first, foremost, you're not going to go house shopping without a pre-approval and knowing
Without a budget.
Exactly. And I think we all get people that are like, oh, I saw this house. Can you go show it to me? And then we're like, okay, well, what are you pre-qualified for? And then you're like, oh, we haven't even talked to a lender yet.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Then we end up sending them to Jen, and they comes back and they're pre-qualified for $100,000 less than
what the house
what
is.
the house was. And early on in my real estate career, I know I probably showed a couple houses without somebody being pre-qualified, and it bit me in the ass every time because they ended up loving the house that was listed at $800, but they were only qualified for $7. So then therefore everything they saw past that they compared to
the first house.
house that they couldn't afford. So first and foremost, obviously get pre-qualified, and so you know where to go from there.
Yeah.
And how long does it take?
I mean,
Depends.
it doesn't take long if you're on it, like meaning the clients, like
Exactly.
getting us documents and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I mean, we have clients where if you're in a position to buy a house right now, your finances, you have all your ducks in a row. I mean, we could write and get you pre-qualified today, write an offer this afternoon, and be in escrow by tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, and 30 days from then. Other people where maybe need some help with credit have to
or
be put in credit repair. I mean, we've had people that we've been working with for a year and a half that we got into a home after a year and a half of credit repair and, you know, setting them on like a timeline to get them to where they're at now. So
yeah.
I think that just varies.
Yeah, it just
Case by
depends
case.
on the client.
Yeah.
It just depends on everybody's situation.
But it can be fast.
Yeah.
Or it can be long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it can be even longer if you don't actually listen to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually do things a little bit different. I actually don't mind showing people houses without them getting approved.
Really?
Because I want to get face to face with them.
Yeah.
I want to get them excited. I want to keep that excitement, like motivation going. And then I get them pre-approved because they're in a house. I mean, obviously I'm not showing them $1 million houses, but I'm showing them, you know, the average price houses. And that's honestly how I've always done it.
Really?
So I guess I do it.
Yeah.
I mean, what
not
works
the
for
right
you
Everybody
works.
has
Like,
their own way of doing stuff. Like I said, I used to, but then it bit me in the ass. So I'm like, absolutely not doing that anymore, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, I think we all have a system that works for us.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
You're up, Les.
All right.
The appropriate ones.
So bad. So gross. All right. This is a good one. Do you get mad when your friends don't use you as a realtor or a lender? At first, I'm not going to lie. Yes, there is a split second where I do get like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm your friend. I talk about real estate all the time. You follow me on Instagram. You see me posting.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to lie. Yeah, for a quick second, I do get mad, but then I calm down and just kind of think maybe it was a family friend that they used. Maybe they didn't want to mix friends with business. But then also too, it kind of lights a fire underneath my ass of like, okay, you need to be pushing real estate harder. You need
What
to be
could I have done
posting more.
different?
Yeah. So honestly, it actually like motivates me when I hear of people using other realtors, because I'm like, okay, I'm not putting myself out there enough.
Yeah.
I'm not letting people know like I'm not busy, like, or I'm not busy enough to help you. Like I'll help anybody.
But how many times once a friend or family member uses somebody else, how often are you getting the phone calls about
Of all the drama.
every issue that's going on? And I just sit back and, I mean, obviously I give them my advice and help them the best that I can, showing them next time, use me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously I sit back and kind of like, well, like, this person's not doing their job the way they should. But here, like, as your friend, family member, I'm going to help you see this through to XYZ. But yeah, I think it's even funnier once we get the questions with, oh, this is going wrong. Like, what do we do?
The lender said this, the realtor said this, like, is that true or whatever? Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're just like, well,
I mean, I've stolen people like that.
yeah.
Where I'm like, hey, I can only give you so much advice. Like at some point, like you're gonna have to jump ship, or
Yeah, because it's like we don't know really what's going on. We only know what you're telling us.
Exactly.
And most people don't really understand what's going on anyways if they're not in the business. So
And honestly, even though it's an uncomfortable thing, but I have asked people in the past, like, hey, just curious, like, how come you didn't think of me? And they may be lying to me, but everyone literally says, I honestly forgot.
Yeah.
oh.
I honestly, I just didn't, I forgot. So that's where, again, like, it makes me go, oh,
Yeah.
I'm not putting myself out there enough.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel with anything in real estate, like, people tend to go with what is right there in front of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it could have been a conversation
100%.
right there in front of them. And that happened to be the realtor that was right there in front of them at that given moment.
Yeah, totally.
So
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, Jen, you're up.
Okay. I guess I'll do a real estate since we're all doing real estate.
Yeah.
first round.
Advice for just starting out as a realtor or lender. I mean, obviously you guys have to, dang it, that's twice.
That's okay.
Sorry. You guys got to answer the realtor part, but lender, I mean, work your fucking ass off. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like as a lender, it's harder to start out than it is for you guys because people just think like, oh, I want to buy real estate, talk to a realtor. Like, I think even like years before I got into real estate, like as a lender, like I didn't even know there was a separation. So I think a lot of people don't realize that either, just because you just think like I just go to the realtor and they do everything.
Yeah.
And you guys pretty much do because you're the one that hooks them up with the lenders and everything else, you know? So as a lender, you have to win realtors to get business.
Yeah, so you're double. You
Yeah.
gotta win clients and then you gotta win realtors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you have to really, and like realtors, like once they have like a lender that they love, like you can't, like there is no getting them to go with you.
We're loyal. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, there is some that aren't, that just every person that promises them the world, they'll go with, you know, but then that's like, okay, so you get one deal, like,
Yeah.
whoop-de-doo. Like, I'm trying to win realtors that I'm going to work with for years, you know?
Well, that's like when we met. I had a lender that dropped the ball. Like, I was in the middle of a deal and like she went MIA. And then Jen slid into my DMs and I was like, this couldn't have happened at a more perfect time. Where can we meet?
I know. I need to get back on that
Right?
because I was winning a lot of
Hey,
realtors sliding in DMs.
Put yourself out.
You won me
there.
over.
Yeah. See, lenders have to take school, like classes like the realtors do, right?
Yeah.
And like hours and whatnot. So it's
Yeah,
kind
we
of
have
the
to actually
same-
get relicensed every year.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Yeah.
Ours
Ours
is
is every
four
a couple of years.
4 years?
Yeah.
Every year.
Every year we have
In
to.
every state.
In every state we're licensed in.
are all
Wow.
they're all pretty different for each state, right? Are they all kind
Yeah,
of the
so it's
same?
just like an online class that you have to take, and
Yeah.
then
But
you just
still.
answer like multiple choice questions, so it's
Yeah.
really easy to get relicensed, but you literally have to, like,
It's
for
still
California,
time
it's
that you
8
have to-
hours that you have to do, and then
Every
it's a certain
year.
amount of extra hours for every state. So, like, for me, Arizona is 1 extra hour. Texas is actually no hours, which is kind of weird. You just pay, and
Yeah.
they're fine. I think it's after so many years you have to retake it, but I haven't gotten there yet. So, and then Idaho was like 2 or 3 hours, and then when I had my Nevada was like 4 because they have so much like gaming stuff and all that.
Oh
so,
yeah, makes sense.
yeah,
Huh, that's crazy. I didn't know that. I didn't know
Yeah.
you had to take it every year.
every year.
Yikes.
By December 31st.
I dread ours every 4 years.
Yeah,
As
yeah,
we're
it's like
panicking and
Yeah.
it's serious torture. It's like 20 something hours, but it's really like probably 40 or 50 because like it takes longer than what it actually is. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Always
It's
does.
annoying. But
Ugh.
yeah, so advice for realtors just starting out.
Say bust your ass. I think like the thing with
Same.
this
You just have to
business
work fucking hard in
yeah,
this business.
is you get out of it what you put in.
Yeah.
Like clients don't just magically show up on your doorstep and like, hey, like I'm gonna use you as my realtor. I want to go see this house. I'm pre-qualified for this amount. Let's go.
I mean, hence what we were just talking about. Not
Yeah.
even sometimes friends and family
Yes.
skips us. So
Yeah.
So it doesn't come easy. You have to work at it. You know,
Yeah.
and I think just knowing that it might take you several months to a year before you even have your first deal, so saving up and making sure. I mean, personally, I don't think that real estate is a part-time job. I think if you're going to do it, it's something that you need to jump in and devote like your time and energy into if you want to be successful. Like honestly, when I started, I kind of took real estate as like a more part-time job, but then once I kind of shifted my mindset and switched it to like, no, like if I want this to be my career, I need to do this full time, then I mean my business like skyrocketed from there. So I think it's all just having the right mindset.
Yeah. My best advice is to find a good mentor.
yeah, being on a good team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whether it's a good team or a
Team,
mentor,
mentor,
but
whatever, yeah.
someone that you can call with all your dumb questions, because you'll have plenty that'll hold your hand through at least 3 to 4 transactions, that you can go on, literally go with them to appointments, someone that you can shadow for like a couple months. I was really I got really lucky. My mentor was actually one of my best friends who sold me a house back in 2018. So I wasn't embarrassed to ask her questions and kind of be
Or
a
feel like you're
sponge.
Well, and everybody,
yeah,
I don't think
yeah.
even new agents that ask me questions, I know I had those same questions. So somebody coming to me is like, I don't look at them like that's stupid, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
why don't you know this? I think most realtors, we're here and we're happy to help, because if you're doing your job right, down the road, if we ever do a deal with you, like it's going to make that
It's
transaction
gonna make the process
so much better.
easier.
So
yeah.
I'm like, whenever I have new agents come to me for questions, I'm like, absolutely. Like, ask
Yeah.
me, call me anytime. And I'm happy to help you because hopefully we'll do a deal down the road together. And at least I'll know that you have your shit down and you
You're
know what
competent.
you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, my first couple years in the business, I was like kind of jumping around because I was getting promised like the world.
Yeah.
And then like I would call the person that was supposed to be my manager to help me. And lending, we have a freaking ton of questions because
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
if you fuck up one thing, like the whole file is a fire.
Yeah, and
you know?
everyone's
Like,
different. Everyone's
yeah.
style's different.
And like every manager I had, like I felt like I was bugging them when I would call. And so it like made me like very timid. And
Yeah.
then like,
Yeah.
so I would say probably the team before I got on before STL was really when I like started getting comfortable and like knowing like, okay, I could call I had 2 managers at the time and I could call either one and like it could be freaking 1 a.m. and they'd be like, what's up? Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
always and jump on a computer with me and like walk me through it. And I was like, oh, okay, this is it. Like
Yeah.
this is how it's supposed to
And
be.
that makes such a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having somebody that'll pick up the phone call. Like Les and I, we do that all the time.
Yeah.
Like we'll be stressed in a situation because every client is different.
Yeah.
And I know 99% of the time when I pick up the phone to call Les, like, I know she's going to answer.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And then now this team, Joey, obviously,
Yeah.
as we all know, is the shit. So
Yeah.
He is the shit.
Joey saves us all the
Joey
time.
and Kyle.
Yeah, shout out to Kyle, too.
All right. Another realtor question is how much do realtors and lenders make? I'm obviously not going to tell you how much I make, but I'll tell you this. You could work your absolute ass off for months. You could put in hundreds of hours with one buyer, show them houses, get them pre-approved. Does not guarantee you're going to get a sale.
Not
Yeah.
at
You
all.
you could be working with someone for 2 years until you get
you
a
could
sale.
even have them in escrow, and it doesn't mean
Yeah.
you're getting a paycheck.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Yeah, it's so honestly, commission-based sales is, I mean, the goal is to always have a steady income, but the reality is you don't.
Yeah.
Unless you have, you're been in the business for X amount of years and you have a team, but when you're an individual agent, individual lender, you have to be prepared for some months that you're not going to get deals. So you need to be smart with your money. But yeah, I think the biggest thing is you could literally spend so much time with someone. You could get into escrow, and the week before, you could fall out of
They
escrow
buy
and
a
you get
car, and
you get nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't get paid until your deal closes. Like, same with Jen. Like,
Yeah.
we don't get paid
until you have the keys to the house.
Yes.
Yeah. So you sign
no
the
gas
dotted
money,
line.
nothing.
Nope.
And I think just having stuff in your pipeline is like huge because we're not guaranteed a paycheck.
Yeah.
Your normal job, you have your pay schedule. Okay, the 1st and 15th.
Yeah,
Paychecks
every
rolling
other
in.
Friday, got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. No, you don't have that.
That we don't have that luxury.
Vacation hours, sick days, none of that.
Nope.
But I think too with that is I look at it and I always tell myself, like, I'm in charge of what I make. You know, like there's no top tier. My office manager or whatever can't tell me this is how much you're going to make a year.
Yeah,
Like-
or you can't take the day off to go take your girls to Disneyland.
Yes.
Like, no, like
Yeah.
you can, that's one
I'm working
benefit.
from Disneyland
Yeah.
or I'm working from here. And that's
Yeah.
a big luxury with being in real estate and like being a mom, is I work from anywhere. I work from the softball fields. I work from
Yes.
dance recitals.
Yeah.
Like I work from Disneyland,
Yeah. Our
And-
laptops and phones go with
Yes.
us everywhere.
Exactly. And I don't know. I think that's a big, at least for me, like that's why I'm in real estate.
Yeah.
And I don't know, work hard and I don't know, you can make as much as you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all up to you.
Yeah.
And like our other question, what you put out there, you
Yeah.
know.
Yep. Taylor, you're up.
What was my other
Taylor, you're up.
Okay.
I have 30 minutes left.
Okay.
Oh,
Because we're already been
Let's see. My next question. Let's just do what makes us happiest in life.
Okay.
So for me, I'm a big giver, and I think what makes me happiest in life is seeing people be happy. And I think for me, like I try to do good by everybody because I know that is going to come back to me in tenfolds, And I think with that being a mom that like my girls like look at me and like, yeah, that's my mom. Like I'm proud of her, and like happy to, I don't know. I just strive to be somebody that my girls are proud of, and I don't know, like I'm raising 2 girls, so I'm their biggest role model.
Yeah.
So I want to be
they're gonna mimic what you do.
exactly, and I'm already seeing like different little stuff that they do, like when they're playing and stuff, and I'm like, okay, like they are everything that I do. They soak up and want to be like me. So I need to show them how to be independent women and how to, I don't know, just the way that they're gonna grow up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think seeing my girls happy, being the best mom that I can be, and then just doing good by other people. If I see other people happy, then genuinely, like, I'm gonna be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your biggest fear?
well, snakes, they're my biggest fear. Do not bring any form of any type of reptile around me because I will run. But I think, like, personally, my biggest fear is failing. Like, I don't want to be a failure. You know, like, I don't want to fail my girls. I don't want to fail myself. And I don't know. I think that's, like, my biggest fear. So that pushes me to bust my ass.
Love it. All right. I think we're getting close to almost 20 minutes, so we're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Thank you, everyone, for submitting questions. We appreciate it. Also, the people that didn't, I think next time we're going to do an anonymous one.
Yes.
So it'll be better next time we do this.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks again. First podcast for 24.
Yay.
And stay tuned. Bye, guys.
How you like that?
Okay, we need a picture.
Did we?